Here we are flying the MiG-23 Flogger, and this thing is anything but, well, poggers. It's actually pretty damn trash, and I say this every patch. I know, I'm starting to sound a little bit like a broken record, but this is probably the worst top tier that I've flown in a long while. I take the Mirage 3E over this thing, which is, considering the video that I did on that, well, it should tell you something. It did get buffed today. It got a whopping 300 kg lighter, which makes it so that absolutely nothing changes. He comes out of nowhere. Well, I probably could have seen him. This is probably the only bit of fun that you can have. Notice that the F-3 wants to take the dogfight, so I'm gonna fold out these wings. He manages to just miss that, and we're going to force a raid fight, because if you do anything other than a raid fight, you are going to lose. So, fly through the guns there, kinda. Hope he misses it, because, well, if he hits it, I die. If I don't force that line, I die as well. So I'm kinda... he forces my hand, and at a sustained fight, eventually, you will win a fight versus an F-3. But keep in mind, he has about the same top speed as you, he has about 4 million flares, and if he disengages from this fight at any situation here, as long as I'm not directly behind him, he will simply just run away from you, and you will not touch him. Right now I'm trying to get underneath him, kind of cut my throttle, dropping these flaps, rip the flaps off, doesn't really matter as long as you have these wings completely folded out and the F-3 sticks on the dogfight. And he does it even better, he goes full commit head on with the F-4F. And now we have to use the gun, which is absolute dog water. Luckily the F-4E is so damn slow that even with the GSH I can shoot him down. Keep in mind, if the F-4E is running no sparrows and less fuel than you, he is most likely going to win the dogfight. And I can't really stress enough, I don't know how to capture how ass this thing is to fly. Oh wait, I can actually. Look at the chat box, and funnily enough, look at it again. This thing is pain incarnate. My absolute best tip I can give you, however, is run your wings on auto mode unless you go into a dogfight. The R23s, well, they're alright. You can hit these kind of shots, and sometimes they hit, and we'll show you a nice little compilation of those in a little bit, but this is a full game I want to show you. Just to kind of capture how it is to fly. You need a team in this thing. Look how close that was. You need a team in this thing, and otherwise you are going to die. I stuck with my team the entire time. I noticed I'm the only one there. I can do two things. I can go head on with him, which is safer in terms of surviving this guy right here, but then I'm gonna be the only guy in the enemy team, like an entire furball of people. I don't know if it's an F5C or an F5E yet. I need to turn, I need to dodge this missile, and I do. When these wings are completely swept back, you will lose so much speed in a turn, this plane becomes completely unflyable. So don't try to out pizza the Hut and just run these things on auto. You're not going to outdo the auto system at all. Until you go below 600, below 700, or when you start engaging in the dogfight, then you can fold them out, and I will show you a little bit of that after this game as well. You need to run these wings on auto, and I cannot stress this enough. I tried to fly this thing with the wings swept all the way back, and trust me, it is not a fun experience. And I will paste a little bit of that kind of footage at the end as well, showing you why you should not do it. And then that's the next problem. These missiles seem to love flares so much, someone can be stalled out and the flare will distract the missile. It's actually so damn painful. I have Phantoms that were stalled out, they popped 3, maybe 4 flares, and the missile just goes into the ground. It doesn't track. Combined with the fact you have a GSH-23 makes it so that you need to kill people that are unaware or don't have flares. The problem is, top tier is a team game. People like to stick together. If you're going for, say, an F5A or whatever it is that doesn't have flares, and there's a Phantom near him, he has periodical flares on, chances are that the missile is simply going for the flare, even though that's not the guy you're actually going for. And that right there is an R23. Sometimes they work like that, but they need to fly perfectly straight. If they move whatsoever, if they turn even the slightest amount, that missile is not going to hit. And that's just how it is. I like to spike people, I like to stay below, climb straight up into Phantoms, turn my radar off actually. They don't get an RWR, seeker warning at all, nothing, they don't get a ping. And then suddenly out of nowhere, a long range missile. And that's the only redeeming factor, other than very low speed raid fighting, because with the wings all the way out, the flaps down, you can raid fight all day long and you will beat about everything. Not sure about the F-4E, not sure about the MiG-21 Biz, but I think that even a MiG-21 BIS will lose a raid fight simply because this thing will keep that much more speed. I haven't tested it out, but you don't have to worry about that because you're gonna be facing nothing like the BIS. He's gonna be in your team. And you can see that the energy retention with the wings on auto is actually quite alright. If you go above Mach, the wings will fold all the way back. You will dump a lot of speed, you will pull quite a hefty amount of AOA, and which is good for dodging missiles. It's completely fine for that. But don't try, again, do not try to run these things on manual. You will not outdo them. And now, here we go, F5. He's flying straight, he's not paying attention, and then these R60s become pretty good as well. He's not paying attention. There you go, he's gonna be dead. This is an example with the entire team alive. And after this one I will again show you a game with the team not being alive. My average experience. I'm having a 52% win rate in this thing, which is about the lowest I have on my entire account. I can't tell you how much I hate this plane. I absolutely lost my shit. I'd rather fly the Mirage 3E. And anyone that has seen the Mirage 3E video or the Saab 105 OE, nice little collision in the background right there, knows how much I absolutely despise both those two planes. And I will rather fly those for 50 games each than I will fly another 10 games of this absolute piece of garbage, at least right now. The teams are so infuriatingly bad, you cannot do anything. Right now I'm trying to engage someone in the SAM side. Is that fun? Definitely not. But I can see the F5 is extremely slow, and the SAMs, or at least half of them, are shooting at my squad mate or teammate. I don't have squad mate, I was flying this thing solo. Dodge this, SAM, get the hell out of there. And that F5, if he does not see the missile, there you go, he's going to eat it. He was too slow, he's not maneuverable enough, and he didn't flare. If he flared there, if he saw the launch, he was going to be dead. Guy in the back trying to steal it. Luckily he didn't manage to do so, but I can't even blame him because the MiG-23 is absolute dog water. And this is how I've been using my R-23s. I used the infrared seeker if it wasn't obvious enough. I turned my radar off, I lead it a hefty amount, because if you don't lead it manually it will not pull in enough, and that's going to hit if he doesn't move. There you go, boom. Now I'm going to be diving out. There's another F4E right there. I'm still having the wings on auto, that's why you see it flap in and out. And I will be able to dogfight this Phantom. He has a little bit of energy on me. I'm not sure what he wants to do here, because I do not want him to run away and then, well, make me a sitting duck. I'm going about 900 speed here. I'm going to be easily pulling out of his gun. I know there's a second F4E coming in, and I'm going to be diving out. I'm going to be looking at the scoreboard in about a second here. And this is about every game you do in this thing. Look at that. 3 minutes in, loading games, loading times included. My entire team is dead. F4E, he's going about 500 to 600 kph. Dodge that head on. R23 doesn't track, because he moved a little bit. It's not reliable. This, however, F4C, medium range, doesn't pull, boom, dead. Go ahead on with an F5. He doesn't actually pull out of the way at all. Missile misses. F4E, flying perfectly straight. A little bit of a side aspect. Boom, dead. F4C, quite far away. Especially F4Cs are extremely fun to missile in this thing, because, well, they can't really flare, they can't really do anything. And they can't turn either, so they're just going to eat the missile. This is an ideal situation. Going head on with an F5C, and we are going to drain this guy of energy. He does a 180, he's not going very fast, so I'm going to abuse the ever-living hell out of that by simply using my retention, using my turn rate with the wings out to kill this guy. So right now I'm just trying to get some separation in. I'm trying to get slow enough to get these wings out, because to move these wings completely forward you need to go below 800 roughly. I think they rip around 900 in a straight line with the wings completely folded out. Don't do that. So this guy doesn't really have energy. Managed to get a shot in here. And back up we go. We get a crit. Not sure what it really did to him, but we're gonna go straight back up. And we can do this all day long, even if he wasn't crit. Not sure how it would fare against an F5E. F5E. Keep in mind, however, he needs to be on low energy in a merge. If you try to merge an equal energy, you are not going to win. And I have another example of that in the game after this as well. This guy is basically stalled out, and R60 does nothing. Get another hit. GFH-23, according to Gaijin, is one of the best guns in the game, by the way. Yeah, it really isn't. And we go back up. And now, what we want to do is fold these wings out completely. We start going manual mode. And it turns pretty nicely, actually. It's a pretty nice plane this way, but this never happens at top tier. You're gonna be better off at either the MiG-21 Bis or even the SU-17. SU-17 on the deck, it's just going to club this thing. NR-30s, S-24s, R-60s, folding wings, an airspan, similar top speed, better acceleration. It just has everything going for it. The Bis will lose probably in a long-term straight dogfight, but how often is that going to happen at top tier? It's not. And here we go. We're gonna be fighting a furball, and I'm trying to out-pizza the hut here. Here goes the long-range missile, R-23, and it goes for the fucking missile. Very cool, isn't it? Yeah, that missed. Guy flying completely straight because there was another heat signature somewhere on the map, and it will simply miss. And I'm trying to, again, I have it on the manual mode now. I have it completely swept back, thinking I will accelerate faster, I will go faster, and I will lose less speed. It's actually, the acceleration is roughly the same. Your speed bleed, look at it, is completely abysmal. I tried to cut my throttle here for a second to dodge the 9J. Go 850 now. We go for the F-5. I'm gonna try to pull lead here, and I need to pull a lot of lead with the GSH-23, and I'm going 750 kilometers an hour, coming from Mach in about a turn and a few, well, trying to pull lead a few times. And I'm trying to outrun an F-104, which is one of the planes you can quite handily dogfight, because, well, it's an F-104. If he has flares, however, same problem as with the F-4E, you might outturn it. You will outturn this one a lot more substantially. Turn into the 104, spread the wings, drop the one flare I have, and start turning with this guy. You will outturn this guy quite handily, but again, he can simply run away, and if he has flares, you're not going to hit your R60. Miss the GSH-23 because it's an absolute, it's a water pistol really, that's what Razor calls it, and he's absolutely right. But I should be completely fine trying to turn with this guy. And because I didn't fold my wing completely out, because I have it on auto right now, I'm using it the other way around. It's one of my earlier games. I'm using auto now for the dogfight, and then the wings don't fold out completely. So I'm having the worst of both worlds. Whereas at high speed, the swap back, always, not just above Mach. And at low speed, they're not swept out completely. So I don't turn well at low speed, or not the best at low speed, and I perform worse at high speed. Run it on auto, and run it on manual when you go into the dogfight. Not like this. It will absolutely fuck you over. Do not try it. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it right here. It's not doing me well. Yes, I'm winning these dogfights. Yes, there's an F-5E. I'm in a MiG-23, way too slow. He has a very easy time hitting that. He only hits my wing, luckily. The other problem is, however, now I have asymmetric lift, and it will start tilting to one side a little bit. So, what do? We start extending from the F5, because it's an F5E, and I can't really do much about that. And F5Es really like diving on the first guy they see, and just sticking on you the entire damn match. I notice we're not really going anywhere, not getting anywhere. I don't want to camp my SAMs, because that's just lame. As I said before, if you can't win it, then throw it. I mean, camping the bait is just the scummiest thing you can do, especially in a 1v1. Yes, I'm in a worse plane. No, I probably won't win this, but I'm just gonna bet on it. Hope that he has min fuel and runs out, actually. We go head on, fold the wings out. He doesn't see me right now. Hope I can catch him off guard. And I start turning. Wings are folding out, slowly but surely. And completely out, I notice that he is cutting into the side of me completely. He is definitely on min fuel. I'm getting the hell out of here. And back to manual mode we go, completely sweeping back to get that maximum speed, right? Yeah, no. Worked out in the end. Don't think this as an example, because I already know this comment is coming. Yeah, but you're showing it not working, well, you're winning, yeah. Try to get some context here and actually look at what's going on. Yes, I'm outrunning him for now. He's definitely not afterburning because he's about to run out of fuel. I still have 30 minutes left and I'm going to afterburn this entire time. But simply running away from him and draining him of his fuel, what's the fun in that? I'm playing this game to have fun after all. I say that right now in hindsight, post commentary, because this was one of the first games that I did. And right here I didn't really mind the plane that much yet. Yes, I thought it was dog shit, but I was still trying to get footage, trying to have fun. The later ones, not so much. Pre-flare a little bit to distract the 9J. My last flare actually doesn't work. Managed to just pull out of the way. And extending we go. We're flying away again. Man, this is fun, isn't it? And now he tries to go back to his airfield. And it's simply not going to happen. I'm way too fast, we're way too far on our side of the map. You're not going to make the SAM sites, I'm sorry. So, we turn in pretty aggressively. We still have 4 missiles left, and you bet your ass I'm going to use all of them, because I paid for all of them. I'm trying to cut him off here, trying to get the quickest path towards him. Just a matter of running him down. And if you're wondering what all those squad pings are, that's simply because, well, my lock key is the same as the squad ping key. I'm running out of keys on my keyboard lately. Get rid of the very heavy missile to begin with. And I want to show you this just to show you how hard it is to get guns on target. F5E is no joke. We go back up, trying to get as much speed as I could. I could have swapped my wings out there and tried to stick on the 6, but I don't want to do that. I want to go 1, maybe 2 passes before I do that, just to 1 drain of energy and 2 make it unpredictable. I do this differently every time, so don't think you know the secret now. We start diving on him again. We're gaining a little bit, and I want him to bleed as much speed as I can, so there we go, another R60. Instantly goes for the flares, doesn't track whatsoever, and we're back on him. Shoot the second one, same deal, cannot pull lead whatsoever, and I don't want to stick on him just yet. Because if I had throttle drop there trying to stick on him, I was way too fast, I would have overshot regardless, and then I would have been in that situation except about 1 kilometer closer, going slower as well, and that doesn't sound very interesting. So now we full out the wings, he's extremely slow, and we start going for him. Yeah, he doesn't have fuel anymore. Interesting gameplay, isn't it? Yeah, I know. This is essentially the only way you're going to beat an F5E. So this guy doesn't have fuel and he's giving me the hardest fight of my life. Should tell you something, doesn't it? He's completely out of fuel, he's completely dry, and I'm just gonna, he's already crashed, and then I managed to hit the GSA-23, because well, otherwise you're not going to hit these shots. I got a few head-ons here and there, a few deflections, but overall I got absolutely nothing out of it. And the last game before I completely lose my sanity, this is another game that's kind of showing off the plane, what it can do, what it can't do. And we're gonna start off the exact same way. We're gonna be pitching up. We're gonna turn the radar off. As you can see, I'm getting a lock here. Wasn't a good lock, so I lock him again. Try to get a little bit closer because I don't want to waste a missile shooting it too far away because this guy is high as hell. So I need to get a little bit of distance. We are back on auto wings, because of course that's the best way. Shoot the missile off, and we can just completely ignore it again. That thing is chonking along, he will reach his target momentarily as long as that FRE doesn't pay attention. And then we look at the missile go in, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Actually perfectly timed that. Look at that. Full stake. And now we're just gonna be cruising along. And again, I'm showing you a very non-interesting game. And your best games are you're not going to be interesting in this thing. It's so damn bad. It actually pained me to play this thing. I don't think I've ever hated a plane as much as this thing. And I say this every patch, I know I say it every patch, but this thing, it's just so bad. And the teams are even worse. And trust me, the longer this is going to last, the longer this is going to take, guess what's going to happen? The teams are going to get worse and worse and worse because people are slowly grinding the MiG-23s with their bisses. And the longer you wait, the more 23s you get in your team and the less bisses you get on your team. And the teams are just going to get worse. And I'm not going to say I did my best every game, because I was dead weight half these matches. And that's the reason I got a 52% win rate. Which is just, it's so bad. I can't make it up. I've never gotten this bad of an experience, especially on patch day. Normally, when you get a plane out quick enough, when you use a plane fast enough before people start unlocking it, it's completely fine. And this thing was just absolute, and I mean absolute dog water. And I hope the gameplay conveyed this enough to you, and I hope you do not grind this thing. The only interesting thing about it is the missile, the R23, and it's not even good. It's kind of funny here and there, yeah, but it's so damn unreliable. All it does is frustrate you because the plane itself is so damn bad. And that's all I have for you. That's all I'm going to say about it. And until they change this plane, I am not going to fly it. I'm not going to fly this thing ever out again. Maybe in ground I'll be. I don't know. And if I sound absolutely desperate, if I sound absolutely pissed, if I sound like I don't want to live anymore, you're right. I don't. I just came back from a 9-hour shift and then I thought, oh, I'm gonna play the MiG-23, get some footage out. And then after I got my footage, I realized using the wings on manual mode is the worst thing you could do, and I had to regain all my footage. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine thinking you're done with this absolute horseshit of a plane and then actually having to start over again. That was me about 4 hours ago. Hope you enjoyed it though. A little bit dramatic, I know, but I like doing that sometimes. Need to get it out of my system, you know. See you all tomorrow with probably an F-5E or maybe the J70, I'm not sure yet, you'll have to see. Have a nice Friday, or at least what's left of it, and see you all tomorrow.